Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Mekayla Bali? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoy this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the disappearance, then offer my analysis. Mekayla Bali was born in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, on July 2, 1999. Her mother was a consultant for the Ministry of Social Services. Her father's identity is officially unknown, although later a man came forward and claimed he was her father. Mekayla lived in the town of Yorkton, which is about 2 hours northeast of Regina. She resided with her mother, her 2 younger siblings, her aunt, and her maternal grandparents. In March of 2016, her maternal grandfather died. Now moving to the timeline of the disappearance. In early April 2016, when Mekayla was a junior at Sacred Heart High School in Yorkton, she started telling her classmates about places that she was going to be visiting as part of a vacation. She told one friend about a man who was coming to meet her. Mekayla said that she had $5,000 in her bank account, which was later shown to be inaccurate. On Monday, April 11, 2016, Mekayla went to school as usual. During a Christian ethics class, Mekayla's teacher thought that she seemed upset. At 4:35 p.m., Mekayla sent a text message to a friend asking for a ride to a local TD bank the next morning. She stressed that it was important. Between 5:30 and 6 p.m., Mekayla called the bank 3 times. She transferred $25 into her account. Starting at 8:50 p.m., Mekayla sent messages to an ex-boyfriend and 2 friends. She told the ex-boyfriend that she was going to Regina for a couple of days and talked about how she wasn't happy. Mekayla told one of her friends that she needed help and talked to her other friend about a boy. On Tuesday, April 12, at 6:41 a.m., Mekayla sent a text message repeating her request for a ride to the TD bank. Her friend declined to give Mekayla a ride, saying that the bank was not open yet. Mekayla arrived at school sometime between 8:10 and 8:20 a.m. after being driven there by her grandmother. She was captured on video surveillance at her locker at 8:21 a.m. She was putting a binder inside of it. The police would later say that there was nothing of significance in the binder. At 8:26 a.m., Mekayla exited through a back door of the school. She was spotted on surveillance video walking southeast along railroad tracks. She arrived at the TD bank at 8:51 a.m. This is the same bank she had texted a friend about. Mekayla withdrew $55 from her account when the bank opened at 8:55 a.m. She then walked east on Broadway Street. She arrived at a pawn shop at about 9 a.m. Mekayla wanted to see how much she could get for a silver ring, but the owner of the pawn shop did not even bother making an offer because the value of the ring was so low. Mekayla left and walked to a restaurant, which was a combination of Tim Hortons and Wendy's. She arrived at about 9:10 a.m., purchased a hot drink, and sat down at a table. She appeared to be using her phone, as well as trying to disassemble and reassemble it. She left the restaurant at 9:23 a.m., re-entered it, and then left out of another exit. Mekayla walked around the outside of the restaurant for several minutes as if she was looking for something. She walked back inside the restaurant at 9:49 a.m. and sat down at a different table. She was talking on her phone as she entered the restaurant. After the call ended, she appeared to be waiting. At 10:12 a.m., she sent a text message to one of her high school classmates. The message read, "Hey, I need help." 20 minutes later, another text message was sent. It read, "Never mind, I figured it out." The classmate had gone to school that day without her cell phone, therefore did not see the message until she returned home. While talking on the phone, Mekayla left the restaurant, only to re-enter it less than 2 minutes later. At 10:39 a.m., she looked around as if she was trying to spot someone. At 10:43 a.m., she approached an elderly woman and asked for help renting a hotel room. The woman refused to be of assistance. The woman would later tell the police that she was not sure if Mekayla needed money or if Mekayla wasn't old enough to rent the room. After making another phone call, Mekayla exited the restaurant and would not return. She walked west on Broadway Street. Mekayla was seen by an employee at a bus depot sometime between 11 and 11:45 a.m. Mekayla asked when the next bus to Regina was leaving, but then left without buying a ticket after learning the bus didn't leave until 5 p.m. Mekayla sent a text message to one of her friends which read, "I'll see you at lunch." She returned to her high school at 11:59 a.m. and met with two of her classmates in the school cafeteria. She told them about a vacation she was taking to Regina. The friends believed that Mekayla may have had two phones in her possession. Mekayla left the school just 4 minutes after arriving. She made her way to a business called the Trail Stop Restaurant, which was connected to the bus depot. She ordered lunch and left the restaurant sometime between 1 and 1:45 p.m. This was the last time Mekayla would ever be seen. The police do not believe that Mekayla boarded a bus. Just before 8 p.m., she was reported missing by her mother. The next day, April 13, Mekayla's phone turned off at 6:51 a.m. The police have searched for Mekayla, but have not had success. Since Mekayla disappeared, there have been a few unconfirmed sightings. For example, on October 9, 2016, there was a possible sighting in Vancouver. In January of 2017, there was a possible sighting at an event in Alberta. And in Edmonton, in August of 2019, someone said they saw Mekayla. At the time making this video, Mekayla Bali is still missing, and there are grave concerns for her safety. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts in a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. Mekayla was described as shy, quiet, caring, and empathic. She played the violin and was active in the drama club. She was risk-averse. Mekayla did not have a history of breaking the rules and never went missing for an extended period of time. Mekayla had a history of self-harm. She had scars on her thigh. She had been bullied due to acne and may have been self-conscious. Mekayla wanted to be a teacher or a veterinarian. She had a pet dog at home. She liked the movie Hunger Games, the video game League of Legends, and she would photograph landscapes and wildlife. Mekayla liked to play an extreme version of hide-and-seek with her siblings. If she is missing voluntarily, one could make the argument that she was pretty good at it. Based on Mekayla's personality characteristics, the behavior that she demonstrated on the day she disappeared seemed out of the ordinary. It represented a significant departure from her typical behavior, like she was on some type of big mission. It was a bold and definitive move that she was making. I find it interesting that she appeared to be upset specifically in a Christian ethics class, like she knew she was planning on doing something which would violate her value system. She was conflicted. Item number 2. It seems fairly clear that on the day Mekayla disappeared, she did not want to be tracked. She can be seen several times on the phone, but there is no record of her placing any phone calls. The police suspect that she was using apps on her phone to communicate anonymously. She had a history of using apps in this way. When Mekayla left school in the morning, she exited out of a back door. In the restaurant, she appeared to be taking apart her phone, like she was looking for a way to disable it or render it unable to track her location. At one point, Mekayla exited the restaurant and re-entered, only to leave out of another exit. And the last place Mekayla was seen, the restaurant next to the bus depot, did not have surveillance cameras. Item number 3. Mekayla had dated people in the past and appeared to be interested in romantic contact. The February before she disappeared, she received a bouquet of roses while in high school drama class. The police figured out who sent the roses and determined he was not involved in the disappearance, but it still supports the idea that Mekayla had some type of romantic life. Mekayla told a friend about meeting a man and spoke to several men online. Some of those men were not local. Mekayla may have been somewhat desperate to find romantic partners or friends. For example, on March 1, 2016, which was about 6 weeks before she disappeared, she posted a message to both her Snapchat account and on one of her Instagram accounts. The message read, "Looking for Snapchat friends because I have none in real life. Add me." Item number 4. Mekayla was acting with a purpose around the time she disappeared. It appears as though she was trying to achieve a few objectives. For example, she wanted her friends to know that she would be taking a vacation. She seemed to be interested in obtaining money. She withdrew money from the bank and attempted to pawn a silver ring. Mekayla was interested in renting a hotel room, which strongly points toward the idea that she intended on meeting somebody. And she was looking around as if she was expecting to see someone she knew, like someone who was coming out to meet her. Item number 5, let's take a look at the 3 main theories about what happened in this case. Theory number 1 is that Mekayla ran away to start a new life. Looking at the factors that support this theory, Mekayla disappeared without any visible assistance, like she wasn't seen walking around with anybody. Moving to the factors that contradict this theory, Mekayla told her friends that she was going to be on vacation. If she wanted to run away, it would be better if she did not do anything suspicious, like tell people that she was going away. Mekayla did not take all the money that was available to her. She left some money at home, as if she was expecting on finding assistance from some other source. Mekayla did not take her acne medication or her passport. Running away is often a solitary endeavor, but Mekayla was definitely communicating with somebody. Theory number 2 is that Mekayla brought an end to her own life. Supporting this theory would be the fact that Mekayla was lonely and upset. Moving to the factors working against this theory, Mekayla's body was never found. She did not appear to be particularly depressed. On the day she disappeared, Mekayla was acting with a purpose and engaged in activities which would not have furthered the goal of failing to exist. If she was not going to be around, why did she need money? With whom was she talking? And why did she want to travel a long distance? Theory number 3 is that Mekayla ran off with a man. Looking at the factors that support this theory, on the day she disappeared, Mekayla was communicating with somebody in secret and appeared to have an interest in keeping it that way. She was trying to get to a specific location, as if to meet someone. She mentioned to her friends topics like men and going away, as if she was trying to brag about how she found romance, without giving away details which would result in her being caught. Moving to the factors that contradict this theory, Mekayla was not seen with a man. In all the video surveillance, she was alone. Which theory do I think is most probable? I think the most probable theory is number 3. Mekayla was meeting with a male romantic interest. Then I would go with theory number 1, she ran away, and the least likely would be theory number 2, she brought an end to her own life. This brings me to item number 6. What do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. As I mentioned, I think that the theory about meeting a romantic interest is the most probable. This theory has 2 versions. 1, the man was a romantic interest that did not harm Mekayla. This was a normal relationship that was starting. The man did not have bad intentions. 2, the man was some type of bad actor who kidnapped her for the purposes of sex or homicide. I think the most likely version of this theory is the one involving the bad actor. Here's why I believe this. Mekayla did not have a stable male figure in her life. She might have been susceptible to developing a romantic interest in an older man to compensate. Her behavior on the day she disappeared was consistent with her being directed to avoid detection. Like the man with whom she was speaking, wanted her to leave the town on her own power rather than having to pick her up. This explains why she took apart her phone, like the man was telling her to disable any tracking abilities of that device. It explains why she may have had 2 phones, as her friends indicated to the police, and it explains why she went to the bus stop. This is a way to get out of town without the man having to be there. If he came into town, he would risk being captured on surveillance video. What doesn't make sense with the bad actor version is why Mekayla was running around town looking for money. One would think that any serious criminal would have simply sent her the money or left the money somewhere where she could access it. Was this particular bad actor trying to kidnap on a budget? I think that Mekayla finally found a way out of the town, perhaps not on a bus, but in some manner. Maybe the man finally decided to drive to Yorkton and meet her somewhere. Moving to the final item, number 7. Do I think that Mekayla is still alive? I know there have been some unconfirmed sightings, but I think that she is probably dead. A non-homicidal romantic interest would not have been so interested in anonymity. The man concealed his identity, and really his very existence, because he had bad intentions. It is, of course, possible that Mekayla is still alive. Perhaps the other version of the she was meeting a man theory was true. Maybe Mekayla met a good-intentioned man, and they are living somewhere peacefully. Perhaps this was all an extreme game of hide-and-seek, after all. Those are my thoughts on the case of Mekayla Bali. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.